The internet's messiest marriage drama, MamaJ, Suzaay, and Pastor Mark.
It is documented, it is proven that she was 15. No, it doesn't make it right, but it doesn't make him a predator either.
Have you ever found yourself scrolling through social media and stumbling on a story so wild, so tangled, that you have to pause and ask, wait, what exactly is going on here? A story where love, religion, betrayal, and internet receipts all collide in the most chaotic way possible? Yeah, this is one of those stories. Today we're diving headfirst into the messy, complicated, and very public drama involving three people: MamaJ, Susan Avery, and Pastor Mark. Trust us when we say that this is the messiest love triangle we've seen so far. Besides Susan, Pastor Mark, and MamaJ, there's also Darian, MamaJ's cousin. She's not directly involved in the drama, but it would be nice for you to remember her as well, since her name is going to pop up a lot in this story. Before we go any further into the video and begin spilling the tea, we'd like you all to get acquainted with the characters of this story. First up, we have Jarriette, also known as Mama J. She's 30 years old and a mother of 6 children who her husband has left with her after leaving her for an older woman. She's not just a mother of 6, she's a strong, outspoken woman who went viral after publicly sharing that her husband hasn't been helping her buy winter coats and boots for the kids. The husband in question is Pastor Mark. His name is Mark James Jordan, and he's a pastor at a church, hence the name. He's a 36-year-old man who, let's just say, is a textbook example of a neglectful, filthy psycho. And guess what? He's also a offender. More on this later. The woman he married, Susan Avery, also known as Suzaay to the internet, is a self-proclaimed Christian marriage counselor who somehow got caught in the middle of this saga after knowing Mama J's husband for only 7 days. However, from the way she constantly defends Pastor Mark, it looks like they could have been married for a decade. This messy marriage drama first sprang into action when Mama J posted a video on her TikTok account by the name of JMamaJ13, which, by the way, has around 167,000 followers. In the video she posted, Mama J addressed her husband and father of 6, Mark. She basically informed him that his kids need winter coats and boots. She also said that it would be helpful if he could just contribute some money for his children's needs.
Hi, this message is for Mark, my husband, and or his mistress. I know you guys still watch my TikTok, so if that's not you, you can keep scrolling. You don't have to listen to this. Hey, husband, if you could help our 6 children, they need new winter coats and boots for this upcoming winter. If you wanted to help me with that, that would be wonderful. Also, our 10-year-old still needs his braces to help with his speech problem. If you could help me with that, that would be wonderful. My attorney will have their sizes. I know you don't know that. So even if you wanted to buy them their coats and boots, that would be so wonderful of you. I've been working hard to keep the lights on and food in the house for them since you left me with nothing for the Christian marriage counselor you met on here. You know, when you open your Bible, God does not look too kindly on men that do not provide for their household or their children. So I hope you have a change of heart.
When Mama J posted this video, she did not know that it would blow up like this. People were supporting her from all directions. They agreed that Mark was a horrible father. He not only cheated on his wife, who he had been with for over 16 years, but he also completely left his kids, never asking to meet them or trying to provide anything for them whatsoever. In the video, she doesn't yell, she doesn't curse, she doesn't even raise her voice. This made people like her instantly. They weren't just supporting her emotionally, they were dragging Pastor Mark through the digital mud, and honestly, deserved. Because as more details surfaced, people were stunned. This wasn't just a man who made a mistake, this was a man who ghosted his own kid. A pastor, someone who was supposed to be a shepherd to his flock, who wouldn't even pick up his phone to ask if his children had warm clothes in the dead of winter. So that one video, it became a rallying cry. People started following Mama J, sharing her story and demanding accountability. And that's when the heat really started turning up for both Pastor Mark and Susan Avery. Turned out Mama J met Mark when she was only 13, and by the time she was 14, she already had a baby with this man. And guess what? Mark was 20 years old at the time, which straight up makes him an offender.
I was only 13 when we met, and you got me pregnant at 14 and continued to get me pregnant, telling me I didn't have a choice to say no or prevent pregnancy or God would punish me. So I didn't really have an option to have these children that you had with me. If you could help me with that, that would be so wonderful and kind of you. I know you're busy preaching here on TikTok, but our children really could use the help. Thank you so much. I hope you guys are having the days that you deserve, and God bless you.
According to a Reddit thread we found, Mark was actually in the military when he got MamaJ pregnant. He then tried to leave her with the baby, but she pressed charges and got him court-martialed. We don't know a lot about how he got away with it for so long, but his name is definitely on the offenders list. So after this one video of MamaJ blew up, she posted another video thanking people for supporting her so much and talking about how she refuses to keep quiet about it anymore. She also talked about an agreement between her and Mark regarding child support. According to her, Mark used to be a truck driver earning from $1,000 to $1,200 a week. However, after he left her, he claimed that he quit his job, and now he was earning $500 to $600, and he was also getting paid every other week. Which was very evidently a lie because he just wanted to get away with not paying 40% of his money as child support, which was decided by their agreement. In addition to all this, Mark and his mistress have also been lying about paying her $900 a month.
Hi, y'all. I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone. You guys have been so supportive and loving and encouraging, and reading your comments. I never expected that video to be seen by so many people. I promise I'm going to do a full story time because I'm no longer going to shut my mouth. I've shut my mouth for years and done what I've been told to do, and I'm not doing that anymore. So I am going to spill it all. I also have to be careful because there is going to be court involved. So my number one job is to protect my children. But I do want to share what I have experienced because I know I'm not alone in it. And I'm done letting him get away with everything he's done to me, and him being portrayed and trying to make himself to be a prophet of the Lord, because that's not what he is. But I just quickly wanted to address, his mistress has made some videos in response, lying that they are giving me $400 to $900 a week in child support, which is hilarious. He left in the middle of September, a week after he met her online, and since then he was putting money into our joint account and then taking money out. I didn't realize at first that he was even putting money in there, and when I saw that he had put money in there, I right away went to the gas station to go fill my tank with gas so I could go grocery shopping for the kids, because he just completely pulled the rug out from under me. And I was able to pump 27 cents worth of gas, and the pump shut off. And I went and I looked, and he pulled the money back out. So he has been playing games like that. And the bank statements, the judge will be able to see it. He would put money in, he'd pull money out just to, I guess, toy with me. I don't know. But his attorney and him came up with an agreement that we signed in October, that he would start depositing 40% of his bring home pay into our joint account. Now, before this all happened, he was a truck driver, and he would bring home anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500 a week. After he ran off with his marriage counselor mistress, he quit that job, and he is now claiming that he's making $500 to $600 a week, And so that's the 40%. He then claimed that he's paid every other week now, which is a lie because it's the same company. He's paid every week, but it was a way he could make me wait longer to get money. Like I said, we signed this agreement in October, and the first day he was supposed to deposit the 40% was November 7th or the 8th, whatever that Friday was. He did not. That day came and went. I contacted my attorney, told him what was going on. There was no money in the account. Well, it was then a weekend. Monday was a holiday. So he contacted his attorney, went back and forth, no answer. Finally, on Wednesday, so 5 days after he agreed, he deposited $560. That was the 40% for 2 weeks that he deposited. So I don't know where this $400 to $900 a week is coming from. He turned my phone off after he left. He shut off our son's accounts for his gaming system. He's just done a lot of horrible things. Like I said, there's going to be a full video, well, a couple videos of story time, but I wanted to address, because I'm not a liar, and that's what they were trying to make me out to be in her videos. Nothing I've said is untrue, and I can prove what I'm saying, and I will be proving what I'm saying. They've been threatening my family, trying to delete evidence, just doing a lot of horrible stuff. I'm still kind of in a state of shock, but I am in therapy, and it's helping. These last couple years, especially the last couple months, it's just been a lot. I was 13 when I met this man. He was 19. After our last baby was born, things really took a dark turn. And I'm going to get into all that because I'm not shutting my mouth anymore. But I'm not a liar. They can say and do what they want. I'm just here taking care of my babies. I really wanted him to see that, hey, they could use winter coats and boots, and the money you're giving me after almost 2 months is kind of a joke. But we have what we need. My babies have me, and I will always show up for them. They are the most amazing children. And the peace that we have in our home now without him here is overwhelming. Another thing real quick, he has said that he has not seen his children. He has not tried to see his children. He's never asked. He's never anything. He has sent the police over here claiming I'm not letting him see his children, but he never tried. I will not let him see our children right now because it's not safe for them to see him. He is not okay, and I will be addressing all of that. But it is going to be played out in court. I just, again, wanted to say thank you guys. There will be a story time at some point. I am busy. I'm taking care of my babies. But thank you again, everyone.
Does Pastor Mark not realize that bank statements exist for a reason? If he's putting money in the joint bank account and then withdrawing it, it's going to show on the bank statements. We mean this guy not only groomed her, but also manipulated her into thinking she was wrong for not wanting to have babies. He constantly told her that she would be punished by God if she tried to prevent pregnancy. Pretty much all her life, MamaJ was told what she should do in order to be a good wife. We can't really imagine what it would have been like for a young girl to be constantly told the scriptures of God in the wrong context, to always feel like she was wrong for even thinking about denying her husband. From what we've gathered so far, the age of consent in Michigan is 16, and the age of marriage is 18. So they were definitely not married at the time of her first pregnancy. However, they did get married at some point after she became of age. According to MamaJ, their relationship took a dark turn when they had their last baby. From the way she talks about Mark, he sounds like a really horrible person. He would lie to her, manipulate her, and even force her to have his babies. However, as most toxic partners are, he would also occasionally apologize to her to keep the cycle of abuse going. That's why when their marriage was already in shambles, he suggested they go see this Christian marriage counselor. And this is exactly when everything went downhill. Not that it wasn't bad enough already. This Christian marriage counselor, whom Mark met online, became his mistress. So after MamaJ posted these videos calling Mark out, Susan, aka the mistress, couldn't bear it. Despite the fact that MamaJ didn't even mention her name in the videos, she only referred to her as his mistress or the Christian marriage counselor. However, it seems like Susan had something against MamaJ, while it should have been the other way around. Susan posted a very hateful and disgusting video in which she called MamaJ every name under the sun. In her video, she said that MamaJ was a slut for sleeping with a 19-year-old man when she was only 14. So, straight up victim blaming. She also said that we all date older men when we're young. Well, maybe you did, Susan, and you think it's all right because you have a very distorted perception of right and wrong.
Hey TikTok, hey everybody. So all of you guys with your comments about, oh, she was 13, she's a liar. She's a liar. She's a liar. He was 19 and she was 15. That doesn't make it right. But he wasn't raping children. He's not a predator. He didn't do any of that. He was young. He was a young man. How many times have we seen 15 and 19-year-olds hooking up? How many times have we seen that? It was supposed to be them having fun or whatever they want to call it, you know. That's how we've all been there. We've all been kids. We all done young, dumb stuff. She was 15 when she was pregnant and had a baby. Not 14, not 13. Not 13. I told y'all, she keeps lying, and then I'm getting threats now to beat to beat my ass. Right? Because y'all believe in her lies. And I promise you, like, this is documented stuff, okay? It is documented, it is proven that she was 15. No, it doesn't make it right, but it doesn't make him a predator either. Because of her lies, she has done this stuff and she's gotten away with it. She's a liar. I'm not gonna say too much, but y'all can take those threats and turn them around. I just wanted to do another quick video because I got some messages from people calling me a whore and things like that. Let me tell you something. You have no idea what's going on over here, and you're believing someone. You didn't even ask me my side of the story. We're supposed to be adults on here. Aren't we 18 years and older? Like, you didn't even ask me. You didn't even know if what you're believing is the truth. And when we come back with all the evidence, like I said in my last video, you're going to be ashamed. You're going to be ashamed. And I am a daughter of God, and I do obey my Father. And so making assumptions about someone just because they're hanging out or they're close with someone doesn't mean that they're disobeying God. So you should be aware of that. Like, maybe you don't know everything. Maybe you should take a pause and be like, is what this person is saying true? Shouldn't we question in order to find the truth? Shouldn't we be critical thinkers? Like, and if you're claiming to be a child of God and you're coming at me like making assumptions, where's your relationship with Christ? Where's your discernment? Shouldn't you be discerning? Because if you were discerning, then you would know that my walk and everything that I'm doing is right with God, and same with Mark's. So I just wanted to put that out there. So the ones that called me a whore and all that kind of stuff, I forgive you. I'm not mad at you, but it will be shame on your head for coming at me in a way that isn't true. It's not true, and that's fine. And I'm sorry if this appears a little bit prideful, but it's a little bit funny. I almost wanted to cry at first But the truth is the truth. And like I said in the last video, it will set us free. And I don't have to worry about what people think of me. I have to only care about what God thinks of me, what his judgments of me are, because I want to please God. I don't care about pleasing human beings. I care about pleasing God. I care about being obedient to him. That's the thing, first and foremost, is to be obedient to God. So even if somebody is saying something nasty, like how Dret's saying nasty things about me and Mark and stuff, where's your relationship with God and where's your walk? How are you reflecting that? We're supposed to be his ambassadors, his disciples, right? So we should handle everything according to the Bible, shouldn't we? Just because people say something doesn't make it true. The only standard we have for truth is the Word. And the Word was made flesh. And his name is Jesus Christ. And he hung on that cross for us to save us from our sins. So our standard of truth is him. And you guys are going to find out. It's going to be kind of really funny when everything goes down. And God forgive me for boasting, if I'm boasting in the wrong way, because it's going to backfire. There's so much I want to tell you guys, but I have to wait. It's coming, y'all. It's coming. So just know that maybe you should weigh out and pray about what people are saying. And like I said, I don't care what people say. You can call me a whore and assume that we're doing things, but assumptions don't make it the truth. Assumptions are often lies. So you'll see.
I mean, the audacity is just unbelievable. The video that we just showed you was later deleted by Susan. Maybe she just realized how very wrong she was in saying all those things. Or maybe she just couldn't take the heat that came her way. Either way, you'll see as you watch this video that she tries to change the narrative a lot. She constantly deletes her posts about MamaJ, which is why we'll not be playing some of her videos here since they've been deleted. However, we did our best to find the videos that some internet users have reposted. Another thing about Susan you need to know is that she thinks of herself as a very religious and righteous person. Her TikTok bio reads, "Daughter of God." After sleeping with a married man and calling a assault victim a slut, she then has the audacity to go say things like this on her TikTok.
These days, there's so many men and women running around behind their partners' backs. I really hate injustice so bad.
So Susan hates injustice, but she doesn't think it's injustice for a 13-year-old to be dating a 19-year-old guy. No, that's just perfectly normal and doesn't make Mark a predator. We mean, you get the idea. She's just an extremely hypocritical person. As we go further into the video, you'll see that she likes to play the victim a lot. She supports all the wrong things, and then goes on social media to profess her innocence, and then call MamaJ a devil. It's just diabolical the way she behaves. And the most insane thing about this whole situation is that she pretty much jumped into the fire herself. The initial video MamaJ posted was directed solely towards her husband, and she made it very clear. She didn't say her name or mention who she was in any way, so there was really no need for Susan to jump in and make it a fight between her and MamaJ. Regardless, she did, and she did it in a very petty way. We came across a post made by MamaJ shortly after Mark left her, in which she shared some screenshots of text messages between her and Mark. And to say the least, it paints a realistic picture of what kind of man he is. This is the video posted by Darian, MamaJ's cousin. So in these messages, he's saying that he's sorry and they should go see a counselor, whilst completely ignoring the fact that it's his kid's birthday. And to make matters worse, he even went on to say how proud he is of MamaJ for surviving whatever she went through.
I really hope you know how incredible you are, because you've been through some really hard things in your life that you didn't ask to go through and that no one deserves to go through. You've been treated poorly, kicked while you're down, faced with obstacle after obstacle, and you didn't stop going. You kept handling. You kept putting a smile on your face even on days that you didn't want to. You kept breathing on days that it probably felt easier to just stop. and you made it through to the
In one particular text, he says, "I am proud of you too for surviving everything that happened. You helped save me, and I am proud of you that you accomplished so much and are an awesome mom and wife." In another screenshot, she told him to wish happy birthday to his son, and he replied with this: "Hey, I have a marriage counselor. Christian couples who want to speak with both of us on the phone in a group call to help our marriage. Would you be willing to talk to them with me, like pretty soon today?" She replied to this saying, "Yes, but I can't today." He then started convincing her again, and she explained that she was getting ready for their son's birthday, which he completely ignored. She then reminded him again that he should wish their son a happy birthday, and despite this, the kid got no gift, no card, not even a wish. I mean, it's one thing to put someone through this, but to say that you're proud of them after putting a person through absolute hell, that's something else. One thing about Mark that we'd like to mention here is that he is an extremely sick person. He's been diagnosed with anxiety and bipolar disorder. He's threatened his family, he's been accused of stealing, and of course he's been charged with statutory. But there are tons of other things that people don't know about him. For instance, the fact that he would claim there's a demon attached to his private parts, and the only way to make him feel better is to have sex with him. We'll get into this shortly. For now, let's go back to Susan. So Mark left his wife, left his 6 kids behind to be with this woman who is an absolute piece of just like Mark himself. However, after MamaJ's second video, she posted this apology asking MamaJ for forgiveness. But it was all a facade because she soon deleted this video. Like we said, she deletes a lot of her posts because she's talking nonsense in most of them. She was never even apologetic to begin with. She just wanted to seem sweet and religious and pretty much everything that she isn't. MamaJ responded to the apology video and said that she has already forgiven Mark and her. However, she did say the apology didn't seem genuine to her. And to be honest, neither did it to any one of us.
I have seen the apology video that Susie posted directed towards me. I'm reading that she's since deleted it. I don't know if it was sincere or not, if she truly meant that or not. Either way, I do forgive you. I've already forgiven you. I forgive Mark. Already forgiven him. I don't want harm or anything bad for you guys. I hope you both find happiness and peace. But if that apology, if that was genuine, I would hope that you would help right some of the wrongs that have been done. The ones that you've been a part of. I would hope that you would help convince Mark to get some help for the sake of our children. I also would hope that you guys would stop trying to steal my brother's house as a way to get back at me. That's my brother's house, and you guys know that. I also know Mark's handwriting. I was with him for 16 and a half years. And those letters and those notes, that wasn't his handwriting. That, I believe that was your handwriting. You guys could contact his attorney and resolve that whole thing instead of having a long drawn-out court battle, because that's the right thing to do, and I know deep down you guys both know that. He has nothing to do with this divorce, and he didn't deserve to be drug into it as a way to hurt me. There's been so much, and I just hope that the lies and the things that you guys have said about me, it can just stop. You know we were married, You do know that. I know you know that because I saw the messages between you guys before he left to go back to work. You know, there was no separation. We were struggling for a lot of reasons. But I'm not a liar. I'm not a cheater. I'm not being investigated for fraud. I didn't steal money. That was tax returns from the last couple of years that we filed jointly. We had to pay for the birth of our baby, which was a couple $1,000s. There's so much. I need to write everything down, but I just wanted to address that video. I don't know if she was sincere. Either way, you have forgiveness for me. I really hope you guys are okay. And I truly mean that.
Apparently both Mark and Susan have also been trying to steal her brother's house, just to hurt and bother MamaJ. Keep in mind that they do not have any legal claims whatsoever over the house. In fact, Mark signed a prenup stating that he doesn't have any say over the house. They've also been threatening her brother and showing up at his house. And on top of that, they've been projecting their misdoings onto her family, claiming that her family has abused her. However, according to MamaJ, the only person who abused her was Mark.
Hello again. I did not want to have to address any of the nonsense that they are spewing, but they hit a new disgusting low when they started accusing my family of abusing me. So I just have to be crystal clear about that. Growing up, I was only ever abused by one person, and that's the person that was held accountable somewhat through the court-martial. That's the person that I am now divorcing. I met that person when I was 13, and that's who abused me. My parents, my brother, they never abused me. It is just so gross that they continue to try to justify their vile behavior by projecting everything they're doing on other people. I don't really have the words. My brother is one of the most amazing men that I know. He would give the shirt off his back to anyone. He was always there for him as well. He treated him with kindness. Even though he did not like the way he treated me and the kids, he did not like the way he spoke to me and the kids, and he had to control himself numerous times because he witnessed some things. But he knew I was not strong enough to leave, so he didn't want to make things worse. But he still showed kindness. And they have put my brother through hell through this. They've tried to steal his house. They've sent him so many messages, threatening and harassing messages. They've showed up to his house. They've left letters, notes. Just disgusting. That's what it is. My brother never abused me. My brother's never abused anyone. My parents never abused me. The person that abused me is the person that she started sleeping with.
While she claims that her family never did anything wrong, we can't help but wonder where her family was while all of this was happening. After all, she was just a minor, a mere 13-year-old, dating a 19-year-old and having a baby at the age of 15. In our opinion, at least, her parents or her guardians are equally responsible for everything that has happened to her. As parents, it was their responsibility to protect her from people like Mark, or at least report it to the police. However, we don't think they did any such thing, which makes them equally neglectful and horrible. That being said, let's come back to the brother's house situation. Darren actually posted a video showing some text messages from Mark, in which he clearly stated that he does not have any interest in the house whatsoever. indicating that it was actually Susan who's after the house and doing all of this. Meanwhile, Susan's on her TikTok acting like she's the victim. She posted a bunch of videos talking about how she's been busy working, driving a truck alongside Mark or something. She also posted this video, trying to gain sympathy by telling the internet that people have been embarrassing her and pulling up in front of her SUV. And here she goes again, about how God has blessed her and how she wants to focus on healing and preaching. This has got to be the most annoying thing about Susie so far. She just keeps acting like this high and mighty person who listens to God and has done nothing bad and people are doing wrong to her. She's talking as if she's the victim because someone parked in front of her SUV and stared at her. While we all agree that's scary and people shouldn't do that, what Susie fails to realize is that this is what you get when you tell lies on the internet, especially after doing something so horrible and then using God's name to justify yourself. Susan said in her video that she is done with this back and forth, but she was far from being done. There are countless videos of her trying to defend herself and Mark. We're obviously not going to play all of them here, otherwise we'd be here for hours. And honestly, you don't want to listen to her BS. In most of her videos, she's just talking nonsense and saying verses from the Bible as if this is going to automatically make her a better person. In one of her now deleted videos, she showed some screenshots of money deposited into Mark and MamaJ's joint account. After she posted this video, MamaJ made a response video in which she went to the bank to check if any money had been deposited. To her surprise, she found that Mark had told the bank not to let MamaJ access the bank statement. This is because he was scared that she would use it in the court to show that he had been withdrawing the child support money.
So it got back to me today that his mistress posted a video today posting screenshots of supposed bank deposits that he's been putting into the account. And one of those days lists today as a day he deposited something. So I'm locked out of the online banking. Thank you for that, guys. So I'm going to drive up to the bank and see if he actually did put anything in our joint bank account. I'm not feeling too hopeful that there is something in there, and I feel like I'm just wasting my time and my gas. But I'm going to try and see. I hope there is. I'm hoping that maybe he's feeling a change of heart, that he wants to start doing the right thing. So we'll see. I know our car payment is behind, so I'm hoping there is and I can make a payment on that today. I look a mess today. My youngest, my baby, is still nursing and she kept me up all night. But I will let you guys know if there is. I wasn't expecting anything today because of that lie that he gets paid every other week, which I know is not true. So I was expecting something next week. But I will update you guys and let you know. So update time. I'm at the bank. I just got done. It took so long, and I'll explain why. But I am pretty surprised. Mark deposited $430 into our joint account. So maybe these videos are helping him realize that he's got to help me out with our children. Apparently now he's going to admit that he's being paid every single week, like I knew he was. But out of that $430, in order for me to withdraw that money, I had to pay $100 on the credit card that is over 2 months past due because he hasn't been keeping up with that. And the bank would not give me any service unless I paid the minimum of $100. So minus $100 from that. But then I asked to get the bank statements, which is what I came mainly here to get because I wasn't expecting money. And she had to go talk to her manager because Mark called and asked them not to give me any information. And they put a note that I wasn't allowed to do anything with the bank. But I'm still on the bank account. So sadly for you, the manager explained, no, we still have to help her. He can't take her off the account. So you really didn't want me to get these pay stubs, or I'm sorry, bank statements. I wonder why that is. Why were you trying to prevent me from getting evidence for court? That shows you have not been consistent in giving money for our children. Well, I got them. I had to pay to get them, so take away more money from that. And then I also had to pay our car payment that you have not bothered to help me with, even though I need the car for everything. So take away $200 from that. So thank you. That left me $127, and it's at least something. But it's definitely not the $900 a week that you and your mistress were claiming to give me. And I do have all the bank statements that will prove that for court.
So MamaJ tells the internet that she did receive a payment of a whopping $430. Now, if you have kids, or even if you don't have kids, you'll know this amount is not even near enough to pay for the needs of 6 children. That's barely anything. However, MamaJ didn't even receive the entire thing, because she had to pay bank fees and the car payment. And after paying all that, she was left with very little money. This entire time, Mark had been making payments and then taking them out of the account. So MamaJ had been a sole provider for her children, which is extremely sad to see, especially because she didn't have any say over having those kids. In one of her videos, MamaJ actually talked about her relationship with Mark. She also shared some really horrifying details of how he treated her after she gave birth to their last child. In this video, she talked about how he raped her when she wasn't even fully healed from the birth of their last child. She started by telling how he would always hyper-focus on how a biblical wife should behave. He would constantly read her scriptures, telling how a woman should never deny her husband physical intimacy because, as a wife, it is her duty to give him that. Then she talked about how he manipulated and guilt-tripped her into having sex with him only 5 days after she gave birth. Now, we couldn't find this video on her TikTok anymore. We don't know if she deleted it or if we just missed it, but we did find this clip in a video that this creator posted on YouTube.
Hi guys, I wanted to address something today and kind of clear something up. I know in one of her videos she claimed that I had said some things and I did not. I do want to make something clear. I never said or claimed that my husband, soon-to-be ex-husband, me to do things that I didn't want to do. That never happened. He never forced me physically to do anything. I want to make sure I'm clear on that. What he did do was he spent years telling me and reading me scripture about what a biblical wife does and how she acts and what she needs to do. And it would be hours of him reading me scripture and telling me what I needed to work on and improve. And after you hear it so much, you just kind of believe it. I am going to kind of share some more personal things, and I wanted a trigger warning for some women. But I think it's important that I share it. And he fully believes that as a wife, you do not have authority over your body. So that means whenever your husband wants to be intimate, you have to follow through with that. It doesn't matter if you don't feel good, if you're sick, if you're tired, if you don't want to. That's your job as a wife, because that's his only outlet. So you don't get a say over your body. There was something that happened after our youngest baby was born. She was the first baby that I had naturally. Our older 5 children were born with C-section, and with her, each of those was worse than the one before. It was not good. So she was born naturally, and it was a long labor because it was my first birth that way. And I ended up having a 3rd-degree tear, so it was going to take more time to heal. And 5 days after she was born, he let me know that he had needs that needed to be met. So I helped him in other ways. And then it was about a month, right around a month after she was born, when he told me that he was being attacked by evil spirits and demons, specifically in one area of his body, and that it was torture for him, and the only way to get it to stop is if I would be intimate with him. I did not want to do that. I was not healed to do that. I was not ready to do that. But the things he was saying about him being attacked, and I didn't feel like I could say no. And it hurt. It hurt a lot. I cried, and that made him more angry at me, and it just made it worse. So I turned my head, and I just cried. And afterwards, I went to the bathroom, and I was bleeding. And I went and I told him that I was bleeding, and he was really irritated with me. And so he just kind of scuffed, "You're fine." And then he didn't speak to me no more that night or the next day. And that's something that really kind of changed something in me. It's something that I still carry with me, and I know I have to work through it. It's hard to explain it. But that was the day I finally started realizing that this man does not love me. Because a man that loves you would not do that to you. I fully forgive him for this. I do not hold it against him. I know he was not in the right state of mind when that happened, and the times after that happened. I know he has a sickness and he needs help for it. And I know when he goes through his cycles and he came back down from it, he did apologize to me. He randomly would apologize to me and feel awful for things. And I believe that was one of the things, because I think he knows that it affected me in a lot of ways. So I don't hold this against him, but I wanted to share it because it's not okay. That wasn't okay what happened. And it doesn't matter if someone is sick and is going through stuff. You do not have to sacrifice yourself to save them, especially if they're not willing to get that help themselves. You don't have to give up yourself for that. You can love them, but people need to be willing to help themselves too. And that's not love. That's not love, and you don't have to do that. I just wanted to share it. I can't believe I am sharing it. There's only been a few people in my life that I have opened up to about that. But I think that's something that probably happens way too often. And it's not okay. I wanted to end on a more positive note, but I have to go. Thank you guys for all the love and the support.
This video is the most horrifying piece of detail that we found about Mark, and it's just disgusting for a whole lot of reasons. First off, obviously he forced her, but the circumstances of it make it even more sickening. She had a third-degree tear, and the only thing he cared about was the demons attached to his junk. That's just disgusting. And this is apparently not the only time he's done it. The more we looked at this guy, the worse it became. He's extremely delusional and bipolar. He says things that make no sense at all. For instance, he made his pastor prediction after leaving his kids and told MamaJ and his oldest son that the judgment day would come on November 27th, 2024, and that the floods would destroy everything. According to Mark, all of this will happen because of MamaJ, because of the lies that she's been telling on the internet. This is the same story he's been feeding to Susan. And for whatever reason, this woman has been believing him. At this point, we think there's something mentally wrong with her as well. I mean, how would a sane person ever support a man like this? Not only support him, but also defend him and fight over him like he's treasure.
They're being used and they don't even realize it. I'm done with that. I have power and authority to trample snakes and scorpions, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now, everybody's question, yes, I have decided I am going to stay with Mark. God did ordain us. God has given me lots of confirmations. I've been, like I said, I've been up and down and all over because there's been so much back and forth, and I don't know how to handle something like this.
We're not even going to play the rest of this video. It's a 9-minute long rant that makes no sense at all. However, the point of showing you guys this clip is how blindly she trusts this guy who's a convicted criminal, a fraud, and frequently suffers from psychosis. But Susan here is blinded by love. She thinks she met him by destiny and that God brought them together. Well, perhaps so. You can't deny that they are perfect for each other, just perfectly delusional together.
We're assigned to. I'm sorry, I'm all stuffy. And God has been using us to perform his miracles to testify of himself. That is why this launch against us is so bad, is because the miracle is actually taking place. And it happens everywhere, anywhere, wherever God leads. And that's the most important thing. That's what I want to focus on. I need to focus on God's work, not what he said, she said, and all this other stuff.
So in this video, she's saying that MamaJ isn't Mark's real wife and that she, Susan, is his ordained wife. I mean, how obsessed and desperate do you have to be to fight for a guy who is literally worth nothing? Someone who raped his own wife, someone who had sex with a minor, someone who left 6 of his children, who claims that there are demons attached to his thing. What makes you think that this man is going to be any better for you? She's acting as if MamaJ is out to get him back, but this is the total opposite of what she wants. She doesn't want Mark around her or her children, especially after what he did to her. She's more than happy to move on in her life. The only reason why she even has to make these videos is because he's the father of her children, and he's obligated by court to pay her child support. After Susan posted this, MamaJ made a response, and she pretty much said the same thing.
I did not think that I would be posting again for a while, but then it got back to me that she is calling me a prostitute now, and that just sounds so defaming and defamatory. I wanted to speak on it because I do have family and friends that watch these videos as well as future employment, and I just needed to open up regarding this. I shouldn't have to, but here we are. This is a very hard topic for me. It's a very touchy subject. I do not like this. I do not have a desire for sex. It's part of the reason why me and him butted heads so much, because I didn't want to have sex all the time with him like he wanted. I still did, because that was my duties as a wife. I had to, from what he told me, but I didn't want to. In my life, I have had relationships with two people, one being him, that started when I was 13 and he was 19, and another was after we broke up, when I was still a late teenager and before we had any more children. We were not together, and I wanted to experience what the joy in that was. I wanted to experience that and see why everyone else talked about enjoying it. And it was nothing serious. It was just me trying to get over all of that, and that was it. And then we ended up getting back together. I've never, besides those two people, I've never had any kind of relationship with anyone else. I never cheated on him. I have never been a prostitute. I don't understand why you keep calling me a SLUT and all these demeaning names. You don't know me. I don't want you to know me. I don't want to know you. Your behavior is so disgusting. I would never treat another woman the way you have treated me and my children. I would never treat any human being the way you guys have treated me and my family. Especially, you're the one sleeping with my husband that you've known for what, a little over 2 months? Go enjoy him. Go have fun. Go live your life. You keep saying you're his kingdom wife and his spiritual spouse, and go enjoy that beautiful life together. I don't want him back. You do not have to worry about me. I want nothing to do with him. My brain has finally fully developed, and looking back at everything he's done to me, I am disgusted. That man will never touch me again. I will never allow that man to be able to touch me again. So if you keep attacking me because you think I'm going to take him from you, I promise you that will never happen. He is all yours. Go enjoy each other and stop lying on me. Leave me and my family alone. My children are thriving now that he is not around, destroying us. Leave us alone. We've been through so much. We've been through enough. Enjoy him. Leave us alone. I hope one day that I can work through my issue regarding this, and I can experience real love again. I want to one day experience a real marriage with a kind man. I hope I do. I think everyone wants love, and I hope I can work through that with therapy and with other things. But I am in no rush or desire to go jump in and try to fix that, because I know there's a lot messed up in my mind because of everything I've experienced, and it's why he's letting her do the talking. He's sitting there because he knows I could say a lot on this subject of, and I'm not going to. I'm choosing not to. But when people say they have been traumatized, I can't even think of another word. So, no, I'm not a girl out sleeping around. No, I'm not a prostitute. No, I don't have desire to do any of that. And I don't understand why that is her go-to. She doesn't know me, don't want her to. But thank you. I don't know why. I just felt I needed to speak on that and defend myself in that way. Thank you guys. I don't even know if anyone's still watching these or if anyone cares, but it's just something that I needed to talk about.
Anyways, the 27th of November came and went without the world being destroyed. MamaJ also posted a video talking about it.
Today is November 28th, and I am alive and well. God did not destroy me. He did not bring wrath against me. Judgment did not come to America. For those following my story, I just wanted to let you know November 27th passed, which is a date I was told, and my oldest son was told a lot of bad things would happen. It did not happen. No matter how insane and bizarre things sound, when you hear them repeatedly, there's always that thought in the back of your mind that wonders. I know I definitely was nervous if he was going to try anything yesterday. He did not. We are okay. I am okay. I'm happy. My son no longer has to have that thought in the back of his mind. We are enjoying Thanksgiving. Excuse my appearance. It's a busy day. I actually have to get back to peeling some potatoes, but it is a wonderful Thanksgiving for us. I hear my kids laughing and playing. There's no angry preaching. There's no screaming. Well, there's a little yelling and bickering between them, but that's okay. But I just had to let everyone know we're okay. That date came and passed. I don't have to worry about that. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I hope you all have a wonderful, blessed day with family and friends. Thank you guys so much.
Besides this, he's been claiming to be Michael the Archangel. Yes, that Michael. The one from the Bible, heaven's top-ranking warrior angel. The saint when it comes to casting out demons and leading celestial battles. That's who Pastor Mark believes he is. Now, if you're familiar with Christian theology, you know that Michael the Archangel is no small figure. In the book of Revelation, he leads God's army against Satan. In the book of Daniel, he's described as the protector of Israel. He's a fierce, holy warrior, revered across Christianity, Judaism, and even Islam. So for a man who abandoned his wife of 16 years, ghosted his 6 kids, and took off with another woman he met just a week earlier, to say he's that guy, yeah, there's a serious disconnect there. It's also deeply disrespectful to the faith he claims to follow. Michael represents justice, protection, and unwavering dedication to God. He's the exact opposite of someone who abandons his children and refuses to provide for them.
I'm going to share a clip that he had posted to his TikTok professing to be Michael the Archangel. I know this may seem like a joking matter to a lot of people, and I can understand why. But living through it was absolutely terrifying, and it's part of the reason I've decided to go public with it, so people know what's been going on, and I'm no longer covering and hiding it for him. If you've read who Michael the Archangel is, you would know just how violent that he carried on as a persona. And as well, I wanted to clarify, yes, there is a criminal record. He was convicted of crimes against me of that nature back when I was 13, 14, 15. And he was also convicted of threats against me and obstructing justice.
I am very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. It has been years of me recovering and healing myself and remembering who I am. I am now being thrust into the open, so much so that I am literally burning and I feel sick where I cannot hold this fire anymore. He wants me to reveal myself. I have been hidden for some time. There are some that I've already spoke to, and they did not know who I was. And truth be told, I wish it was not my time yet. But, you know, I'm here in the flesh, so I'm imperfect. I have to rely on the Lord. And I do not seek glory or to exalt myself, but I seek glory for the one who sent me, the Lord Jesus Christ. So my message is this, that I am the Archangel Michael, the celestial prince and son of the Most High, and I have come to achieve all of His will, and that's all. And now I must be going. I will post this on TikTok, and then the rest is in the Lord's hands. God bless all of you.
Yeah, this guy's going into full-blown religious psychosis now. For those of you unaware, religious psychosis is a mental health condition where a person experiences delusions or hallucinations that are strongly tied to religious beliefs or themes. This can include thinking they are divine, like God, believing they are receiving direct messages from a higher power, or feeling chosen for a special spiritual mission. While religion itself isn't a mental illness, religious psychosis occurs when someone's thoughts and perceptions become distorted to the point that they lose touch with reality. It can be triggered or worsened by extreme stress, trauma, or underlying mental illnesses such as schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. What makes it especially complicated is that the person often fully believes they're acting under divine guidance, which can make treatment and intervention challenging, especially in communities where questioning religious experiences is taboo. And the worst part about this is that instead of realizing that Mark is insane and needs serious help, Susie constantly blames the victim. She's been accusing MamaJ of acting innocent. However, MamaJ has never called herself that despite being one. She hasn't used the R word while talking about her experiences with her husband. She thinks she made wrong choices, and part of it's also her fault. However, in our opinion, it's everyone's fault but hers. She's been wronged as a kid and as a wife. Before we move on to the next part of our video, which involves MamaJ's sassy cousin Darian, we just want to show you this one video of MamaJ.
Hi guys, I also just wanted to share, there's been quite a few comments I've seen asking why I'm still posting, like, oh, stop posting, it's not Christian-like, it's not, you know, you're all the stuff. I'm not going to stop posting. I said I was going to share my experience and some of the stuff that I've been through, and that's what I intend on doing. I know I'm not the only person who's gone through something like this, and sadly I probably won't be the last. Religious abuse is not something that's talked about a whole lot. You know, financial, all this other stuff. I know there's other people going through it as well, and I just want to share on that. And I have covered for him for so long. I've kept my mouth shut. I've taken the blame. I've taken the fault, and I'm not doing that anymore. I want other people to know that they're not alone either in some of this stuff. The main thing though, I do want to say, I don't want anyone to feel sorry for me. I don't want to be considered a victim in this situation. The victims in this situation are my 6 children. Those are the victims in this situation, because they didn't get a choice in who their parents were, and they never asked for the parents that they got. And I made the choice. I made the choices that led me to where I am right now. The red flags, they were all there. Yes, I was young. I was very young. And now that I'm older and I have daughters, I know that wasn't okay. But I made those choices. I didn't listen to the people around me when they tried to stop me, and they tried to warn me that he's not a great guy. He doesn't love you if he treats you that way, if he talks to you that way, if he speaks to you that way. I ignored it, and I continued forward. So I'm in the situation I'm in because of my own actions. But my children didn't get to pick their dad. And through all this, that is the thing that just hurts my heart the most. I know I'm biased because I'm their mama, but my children are the most amazing kids, and they deserve a dad that loves them unconditionally and that would put them as a priority, one that will teach them how to ride a bike and read books, throw a ball, and be a role model, and show them how men act and how daddies act. And they don't have that because of my choices. It's my bad choices. I'm the one who picked their dad. And I so wish I could choose differently because they deserve it. So please don't look at me with sorry or pity or as a victim, because I'm not. But my children are. Thanks, guys.
It's honestly just heartbreaking to watch. This video genuinely left us feeling so sad for her because the truth is MamaJ is a victim. Period. There's no debate about that. She should never blame herself for what her husband did to her. She was literally a minor when their relationship began and ended up spending nearly 16 years with a man who manipulated her in every possible way, religiously, mentally, and emotionally. He controlled her, he used her, and still had the audacity to say he wasn't happy. And after all that, he walked away. In a way, maybe that was a blessing in disguise. But what's not okay is that he didn't just leave her, he left his children too. He abandoned them completely, emotionally and financially, and they didn't deserve that. No child does. The weight of his choices should never fall on her shoulders. That being said, we'd like to move on to the next part of the video, which involves MamaJ's cousin Darian. She's on TikTok by the name of Darsuki, and she has 12.8 thousand followers. We think it's important to mention her in this video because she's been replying to every single one of Suzaay's lies. And unlike MamaJ, who is sugar, spice, and everything nice, she is not. Darian is a seasoned yapper, and she comes hard with receipts. Every time she's made a video about Mark and Susan, she comes with proper evidence, including text messages and pictures. We've already shown you some of the videos posted by her. However, the rest of her videos are also pretty good, and you wouldn't want to miss them. For instance, this video that she made in response to Susan's post. To give you a little context, Darian made a video that we already showed you involving a bunch of text messages from Mark. In these screenshots, they've been discussing divorce. Now, Susan, being the idiot that she is, tried to use this screenshot as an opportunity to try to prove her innocence by saying that MamaJ and Mark have been having issues since before she entered the picture, to which Darian responded with this video.
Oh, and hey Susie, since you're deleting all of your comments and filtering out everything on your videos that you're making about another woman's husband, what is this? What is that? But Dret never used the R word. That was you. Never did Dret call it that in any one of her videos. You're the one who used that word. Sounds like a guilty conscience to me, babe.
But Susan's not one to take anything quietly, so she made a video about Mark being a predator. We've already shown you the video. However, Darian's response again came with receipts. She also talked about Jarrett's mother's house in this video.
Normal teenage stuff. Everybody wants to criminalize it. No, it's not like that. And he's not a like that. You don't know him.
The state of Michigan says otherwise. Hey TikTok, hey everybody, hey Susie, I see you're busy again. So you want to talk about, Mark's not a Well, your word against who? The state? Okay, sure. But I see what he's promised you now. He's promised you the house. I understand now. Ask Susie, ask Mark how many times he stayed in that house. How many nights? Right? No? Yeah, it's 0. None. Nada. Zip. That house was bought for Dret's brother. You know that. Mark knows that. Dret's brother's been paying on that house for what now, 4 years? As a matter of fact, I have this.
So Mark said it's going to have to be Monday. It has to be Monday, bro. Hey, what time today are we doing this? Got all the paperwork filled out and trying to get it all submitted to the lender so the process can start moving the documents I had received. I only had to sign them so far as it moves forward. I will let you know when we need to sign things. Tell Jarrett to cease and desist on all legal action, including an order of protection against me, or I will be forced to evict you and all tenants and take possession of my house.
Mark, in the process of a loan and title transfer to Dret's brother. And then also telling Dret's brother to have Dret cease all legal action, including divorce and an order of protection, and making threats. But Mark didn't pay a dime for that house. He didn't pay a dime for the house he's lived in for the past, 7 years, 6 years? Yeah, like you said, that's Dret's house. That's Dret's mom's house. That house was bought with money that Dret's mom had. And Jarrett went on the deed because Jarrett takes care of the house. Jarrett takes care of her mother. And Mark signed a prenup saying that he has no rights to that house. But Susie, your math ain't mathin' for you, girl, because you've been spouting to everybody that Jarrett was 15 when they started getting together. And 15 years they were together. So 15 plus 15, that would make Jarrett 30. Do you know how old Jarrett turned in September? She turned 30. But I thought they haven't been together for a few years, right? Right? Or is it the fact that he actually did start sleeping with her when she was 13? The state of Michigan says he did. How coincidental is it that I posted a video yesterday saying that you were calling Jarrett evil to her 15-year-old, and then you get on the internet and proceed to say that everyone around her and the people closest to her call her evil. Bad choice of words there, Susie. But who's the one around her calling her evil? Because Jarrett's good people. The closest to her, Jarrett's good people to us. Is it his mom?
She also posted this video explaining why MamaJ hasn't been letting Mark see his kids.
All right, y'all, where do we leave off? I actually have a video uploading right now, but it's under review, but it is a stitch to Susie's latest. So we'll see what happens there. Let's just go ahead and address the accusation of Jarrett keeping the kids from Mark. As stated, Mark is a man with bipolar disorder, diagnosed, and he is unmedicated. He has suspected schizophrenia. And yes, Jarrett does fear for the safety and well-being for her kids, but that's not really applicable in this situation. Because Mark, you really haven't done a whole lot of reaching out to even talk to your kids, let alone see them. Remember your middle son? His birthday was in October, Mark. Not a card, not a present, not even a phone call. You remembered your oldest daughter's birthday, who was also in October, but not your middle son.
Then there's this audio recording of a phone call between Mark, Susan, and Mark's oldest son. She altered their son's voice for safety purposes, which is why his voice sounds a little distorted.
Did you guys have any during this time that you've been with him or no?
Yes.
Okay, so you committed adultery. He's still legally married. The divorce hasn't happened at all. It hasn't happened yet. It's going through process. So what you just said is that you and my father just committed adultery. That's what you just said.
That's what it looks like.
That's what it looks like. That's what it is. From divorce? Because it hasn't happened yet.
Well, what happens spiritually, we don't always see that in the physical, but your mom is very well aware, no matter what she says to you.
Excuse me, no, I'm not well aware. Thank you for admitting you guys committed adultery. You're not with God. Leave my children alone, you witch.
In this call recording, Susan basically admitted to committing adultery. The call was recorded on September 27th, which is before she started posting videos claiming that Mark and Jariet had been separated when she started seeing Mark, which is really not true. And it isn't like either Darian or MamaJ care about him cheating, but the fact that they're trying to portray themselves as innocent while trying to act as if they're spreading God's message is just insane.
I got busy, but here are those transcripts from both times we've been in front of the main judge for this case. Let me know if you guys see everything that she's been running her mouth about, because I don't see it in there. And out of all her videos, I hope the judge pays the most attention to the ones where she's lying about what's going on in his courtroom. That way he will know exactly what kind of people I'm dealing with. Let me know what you guys think. It is pretty boring, but I'm posting it anyway just so I can defend myself against the lies. This is going to be my last post about this case for a while unless something major happens, and then I'll do updates. But enough was enough of all these insane things she was just pulling out of her butt. So here it is.
But this is the thing about being a liar. You don't really have anything to prove yourself, and the one who's telling the truth doesn't need to worry about the details, as said by MamaJ. Since the court, she's posted a few videos about Mark and Susan, sharing the transcripts from when they were in front of the judge. She's also been consistently updating her audience about the court case, and it really looks like things are looking up for her right now. She seems genuinely happy and herself. It's about dating someone else. However, for now, she's single and looking after her family. She currently lives with her 6 children as well as her mother. She's now stopped talking about Mark or Susan and posts videos of her cooking dinner for her family. Honestly, it seems like things have finally settled down for good. On the other hand, Susan posted for a long time about MamaJ. If you go to her account, you'll see a bunch of random videos in which she's talking senselessly about God and MamaJ, using religion as a way to justify herself and prove herself innocent. However, she's been unusually quiet during the court hearings, which we're guessing has been advised to her by Mark's attorney. She's now gone back to being a preacher. She talks about God while still having her comments turned off. In the end, all we have to say about MamaJ is that it's really uplifting to see someone get out of a situation like this. We're really happy for her and her children. We hope that the kids get to experience a happy, loving household in the future. With this, we'd like to end this video. We tried our best to cover the important parts of their back and forth. However, if we did leave anything out that could add some value to this story, then please feel free to share with us in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and let us know what you think about Mark, Susan, and MamaJ.